Welcome to the Celebration of You. I'm your host, Holly Dowling. I'm thrilled to share with you incredible people from all over the world who are living and leading extraordinary lives. From overcoming immense adversity to discovering the secret sauce to leading with courage and grace. Their stories are going to bring you hope and inspiration. Now let the stories begin. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Celebration of You. And you know I get excited, and before I even get to introduce you to this incredible woman that has come into my life this year, I just like to pause and thank every single one of you who is out there all over the world that you listen to the show, because you all know this was a nudge from above, and it's to share and introduce you to amazing people that have incredible stories that are choosing to do something, whether they've overcome adversity and making a difference for others and themselves, or they're choosing to do something extraordinary in this lifetime. And the messages you send truly bring me to tears, because messages of hope is what this is for. And the woman I'm about to introduce you to, I have had the incredible, fortunate gift and privilege to be interviewed by her. And there's something she doesn't know that you will soon know during our conversation. And I'm going to brag on her, but welcome to the show, gorgeous, brilliant, beautiful Dawn Burnett. Hello, my love.
Thank you, my hero, Holly.
I am so excited to have you here. Oh,
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
well, you just do so much. So let me brag on you for a second. How about that? Wouldn't you just sit there and just let me brag on you?
Oh, I would love it in the middle of this move. That would make me so happy.
Well, yeah, and let's just start with, so by the way, Dawn does 100 different amazing things, amazing. I'm just going to tell you, she is actually the founder of a new Dawn Natural Solutions, which is a she's a transformational divorce coach and wellness expert. But above that, not only does she do this to help people, she is globally renowned because she's been known and seen on television. She's done numerous speaking appearances on ABC, Fox, you name it, all the different stations. And you're a regular contributor to Thrive Global, which is why I can't wait to get to the heart of this. You are the founder of the SHERO Project. You've authored several books, co-authored with Jack Canfield. Oh my gosh, you're an actress, a TV producer. And in the midst of all this, Dawn just bought a house and she's moving today. Ha!
Yes. Just throw it all in the pot at once.
I just had to say it, and I had to end with that. It's like, so when people say, I don't have time, or I just can't do this, I always say, are you open to serendipity in your life? Because when you're willing to say yes, Dawn, right, to what's next, things happen beautifully, don't they? Doesn't mean it's going to be perfect. Like you're trying to figure out how to get moved at the same time having to be around the world and meet me in Vegas next week.
I know, but that's going to be fun. I need some fun after all this moving.
Oh, darling. Well, you are. And really, this is the month that honors, the month of January is in honor of women and child trafficking, which I've become really involved with. And it's a really big part of your heart and your story as to why you founded the SHERO Project. And so first of all, before I tell you what I want you to know, I would like to know, take us to what you're doing today, brag a little bit, and just share with us what you're most passionate about. You do a lot of different things. There's a reason you're a transformational coach. Tell us about that and why you founded the SHERO Project.
Yes. So transformational divorce coach, my recent book, Connect, How to Love and Accept Yourself After Divorce, is a big passion of mine. It has 10 contributing authors, including the famous Ron Baltungas from American Idol, who will be performing in Vegas. In case you didn't know that, Holly, I'm so excited to see my friend. And I'm very passionate about, I grew up in a very broken home. And as we've talked before, Holly, everything that happens in the home as a child sets the precedence for the future until we can awaken, know different, and change the pattern. And so because of that, and having grown up in a very abusive environment, I am very passionate about helping everybody, but mainly helping women, because a lot of women feel that because they're a woman, they're lesser than a man. They have less power, less rights, and none of that is true. It's all upstairs in the mind. So it is a journey. It's not always easy, as we just mentioned with the move. But the bottom line is, if you stay the course, if you stay focused, if you plug into the divine, if you stay in awakened meditative state, amazing, amazing things will happen along the way. You don't have to stay in victimhood. It's all about thriving in life rather than surviving.
I love what you just said. And I'm sitting here, Dawn, with my eyes closed with a little smile on my face as I am listening to you, because this is why I adore you and why you're so passionate about what you've done. And you, my love, have taken this last year to celebrate and share stories, multiple stories of people who have overcome and are thriving. That was the point, right? It's not what you just said. It's not about surviving. It's thriving. And I love that.
Right. It all started with the SHERO project and writing for Ariana Huffington on Thrive Global, that I had watched several award ceremonies, especially the Golden Globe Awards. And I got tired of the part of the Me Too movement where women were portraying themselves as victims. I'm like, you guys are stronger than you're portraying yourself. There is a strength inside. So if you'll segue out of the victimhood into the SHERO-hood and thrive, we can send a very powerful message to everybody, including our attackers and abusers around the world.
And that is why we connected. And that is why you are doing, and it has gone probably way bigger than you ever imagined, the impact that this is making and the people's lives, Dawn, by you sharing the stories has truly made impact, and it's bringing people hope. And, I think I shared with you when we had our long chat last summer, my mantra, and I just shared it on stage the other day. I'm like, I choose to live in wow is me, not woe is me.
I love that.
And it's true, right? It's like, it's a choice. Are you a victim of life or a victor of life? And yes, we've been through some dark times, and, you have shared many people's stories. Would you take a few minutes and take us back to, this is a big part of why this all matters to you, my friend. Take us back to a pivotal moment. And maybe it was when you were a younger child, a young girl, maybe it was high school, elementary school, college. What was the most pivotal moment for you growing up, as we both know, and like in an abusive environment? But what was the pivotal moment for you that you knew, this is it, no more? Do you remember that moment?
It actually wasn't anything to do with childhood. I mean, growing up in a very abusive home, watching my father beat my mother being unfaithful to my father, it was a vicious cycle. And I just want to pause for a minute and say, no matter who cheats, no matter what's going on in the world or in the house, nobody deserves to experience physical abuse, bottom line. And so growing up in that, having been sexually abused by a family member, and then it's like this we have this silent vibration that is this ripple going out into the world that we're not even aware of. People call it the beacon, right? Mm-hmm. And so here I had this brokenness inside. And I was never in a state of awareness back then. I was a small town girl, 925 people back then. It's smaller today.
Oh, that's small, Dawn.
No,
okay, really?
Stoplight. That is really small. 110 kids in kindergarten through 12th grade, 9 kids, including me in graduation, right?
Wow.
So really small town. And then, I had been married and it got stale. It was like the brother next door, the friend growing up. It was, I cared very deeply for him, but it wasn't that passionate love. Fast forwarding into out in a nightclub in Central Florida on a very popular tourist area, I was slipped a drug in my drink and taken off site and raped. And that was something I did not share until almost towards the end of my last marriage. And I've been divorced for 11 years. So I held that shame cycle, that toxicity inside, which just, of course, continues to create that negative ripple effect. So the aha moment for me was, I was told, so I have a daughter who's 24 who lives outside of DC. I was told I couldn't have any more children, despite the toxicity of the relationship. And of course, we all get brainwashed and we don't think clearly when we're in that kind of abuse. I still knew I wanted another child. And so a lot of people prayed for me. We had gone to a fertility specialist and they couldn't help. And the bottom line is, God had a better plan. So I ended up having my son, and at the age of 2, he had a compromised immune system due to vaccinations, which blew out his immune, put him into 5 rounds of antibiotics. A popular children's hospital wanted to remove body parts. I grabbed him, ran down the hall, and said there has to be a better way. My health was a train wreck. The next day I went to my natural doctor, found an ad, get your degree in alternative medicine, dropped everything in the real estate business world, went back to college with the assistance of a doctor who formulates his own wellness products, who's from France, who lives in Miami, teamed up with him. My company now owns the licensing rights to this product. That combined with a bunch of different healing modalities in 6 months transformed my son's health. And it transformed my world. So it was a collaborative effort of different healing modalities. But as we learn, so it's about learning, it's about putting on that light switch. When we get new information, alternative medicine degree saved my life. It saved my son's life. It was priceless.
Dawn, I am sitting here. Can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Yes. I had no idea. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
No, because this is why people like you and the Kimberlys of the world that are doing something way beyond yourself, because you said enough is enough. And you could have so easily stayed in the woe is me, blame the world, be a victim. It all makes sense why this is so important to you. And oh my God, I'm covered in goosies because I had no idea about your son. And you know that my son, that one of mine was diagnosed with cancer at 2. And what you did, you could have easily let those doctors say, I can't even believe they wanted to remove limbs because of his immune system. And you basically said, on my dead body, and we are going to do this. We're going to figure this out. And you did it. This is what makes you my Shero. You are, oh my God. I'm sorry, I'm speechless. I'm sitting here with a little tear coming down my face and loving you more I wish I could just hug you, but I will in about 10 days. Excuse me while I wipe this. So when you think about, I hope everybody didn't miss a word that Dawn just said. Literally where you've been, it would have been so easy to give up, throw the towel in, and just be a victim of life. And you are a thriver of life. And when you think about all the multiple events, and now that you have beautiful children, right? I mean, thriving children, you are thriving yourself. There's so much wisdom that comes from you. And when you started the Shero project, did you ever imagine that it would end the way it's not ending? I mean, where it's going and taking off? Because I want everybody to know, she is given me the gift of my life. And this is what I want you to know, Dawn, is that the day you interviewed me, it was last summer, right? It was last summer. And you were one of the very first, actually the very first person I allowed to interview me and ask me and be an open book. I was scared to death. What you don't know is I was sitting in the corner of my bedroom between a bed and the closet. Remember in my story, I used to go to the closet.
Yes.
And I wanted you to hear this because I was praying so hard. It was evening for me. I'll never forget that. And I was praying so hard that if this is right, it's the time, God. I've always been afraid to share the dark stories like you just shared too. Because I used to think, Dawn, why would anybody want damaged goods?
Right.
Right? I mean, what I do for a living, I love what I do. I get to be a messenger of inspiration and hope. Never in my wildest dreams did I realize that when you truly start to reveal, you helped me heal even more. And that healing helps so many other people heal when they see you and go, you've been where? You've been through what? Just like what you just shared, I had no idea. I just am in awe of you. And I'm in awe of so many people because I got to be blessed to be one of 25 amazing Sheros that you are recognizing. And we all get to be together with you February 8th in Vegas for the Shero Gala. Oh my gosh. but I needed you to know, with tears streaming down my face, that day you followed God's calling to start sharing stories, my friend. You had no idea the difference you made in my life and probably many others. And I wanted to publicly thank you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. But this is about you and what you've done. And so this is now taken off and you are doing amazing things with this. Tell us about what you foresee next in the Shero project and next in Dawn's. I don't even know. You're probably going to tell me you're going to go to law school now.
No, I actually have a vision to, I'm starting my own foundation. So I will be starting my own nonprofit this year. That's happening.
Yay.
And then I am going to get a bus or a van, kind of like the ULA guys. And I want to go cross country for at least a month. And I want to collect shame stickers in the parking lots of libraries, being that I'm an author.
Wow. Okay, whoa. I just got goosies. I'm having a visual. What does that look like? And tell us what a shame sticker looks like in your world. What does this look like?
It's like the ULA stickers, but ULA is, if you've never followed the ULA guys, you can look them up. And it's like, I want more peace in my life. I want this. This is more, somebody can just put rape, physical abuse, abandonment, all of these negative shame words to release on a bus, and what you're energetically and spiritually doing for a person to be able to release their silence on a sticker on a side of a bus and walk away.
Dawn, I already see it. I see this. My eyes are closed. I picture your bus. It reminds me of the burning, letting go of your limiting beliefs, putting things on paper and then throwing them in a fireplace and letting them burn and be left to go. You get to put your sticker on a bus and watch it drive away and be done with it.
So the purpose, too, of doing the bus in interviewing so many of you Sheros, especially people like Brittany Farrell, national speed skating champion, who is unable, to make it out to Vegas because she is traveling all around. But all of these organizations that are working hard at getting new laws and bills passed by Congress, having gone with UNICEF up to our congressional leaders last year in March, asking for money to feed children around the world, which is another passion of mine. I can see the potential of what can be done. A lot of times, congressional leaders may be viewing this as wild cries. When you collect a bus full of stickers and only leave the windows legally visual.
Wait, I love that you just said that. Legally, the windows will be left open.
Visual, that when you pull this up to Capitol Hill and state your purpose, how can you argue with so many shame stickers on a bus?
You can't.
So it is helping and pulling together all of the other Sheros that I've interviewed, all of their visions as well.
It's everything that this is about. And all you have to do is tell me when and how and what we can do to support you. When I already picture the bus is going, I can already see that everything you've decided to do, Dawn, you've done. Here we go. Yep. Here we go, world. And what we might do is do a part 2 show and talk about when the van is starting and where you're going and announce it. How's that?
That would be great.
Oh, Dawn, I'm so excited about this. Oh, I love this vision.
you.
Oh, girlfriend, I'm with you. I don't care wherever, however, and I know every one of us that is a part of the Shero project will be ready to, not being funny when I say this, jump on the bus.
Yeah. It might be a minivan, but we'll figure it out. I mean, we'll let the divine work out all the hows. We just got to step up. That's it.
That's it. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I've just got the goosies. I'm so excited. Well, my amazing friend who I cannot wait to hug and love on you in a mere 10 days, will you, as we wrap this up, you have so much wisdom. Take us back to, very quickly, look back at your younger, maybe it's your 20-year-old self, 22-year-old self. When you see that young woman, what advice or wisdom would you give her based on the incredible, amazing woman you are today and the life and experiences you've had? What advice would you give to that younger version of you?
So in my 20s, I have to say, I crammed 2 years of college into one and was doing an internship, getting married, and helping to run an apartment complex. So that hard work, I want to thank my grandparents for instilling that really hard mountaineer, strong back work ethic. But if I went back, I would actually go back to that 11-year-old girl who was scared when she saw her daddy karate chop the table in half, the Halloween candy go flying with his rage, who is a much better man today. I would tell that little girl who was being sexually taken advantage of by a family member, who felt trapped in a gerbil wheel with nowhere to go, in a complete state of confusion because the parents weren't anchored in the household. I would tell that little girl that this too shall pass, and there is so much greatness to be had. So continue to look to the stars and the rainbows, because the strength that is inside of you is immeasurable.
That was beautiful. This too shall pass, and you are a beautiful, beautiful young woman who God put on this planet. And you know, when you said the stars and the rainbows, you did a beautiful post the day you were moving into your house, or the day you were signing off on the closing. Yes. And you saw rainbows. Remember that?
Yeah. Yes. My mom was watching over me.
I know. And I'm big into rainbows. They've been a part of my life and very monumental. So that really touched me. Well, my love, you are truly the Shero of the decade, not the year, the decade. Oh, look at you. It's like 2020, the decade, Shero, here we go. And I have to say, the poster that your friend, this has just been amazing. The poster is incredible. But for anybody that wants to learn more about, from you, Dawn, the Shero Project, from you, what you're doing with your transformational coaching, what is the best way you'd like people to reach out to you?
So if you Google my name, Dawn Burnett with no E on the end, you'll find me pages deep right at the beginning of Google. And if you want to know more about the Shero Project, go to Shero Project MVMT for movement.org. Everything's on there. It provides the link to order the Super Shero poster, which was designed by Keith Williams, who is a comic illustrator for Marvel and DC Comics. Everything is there. All updates will be there. The links to the Shero Project Facebook page. I'm on Twitter. I am Dawn Burnett.
Ooh, I love that. And you know what else I want everybody to hear? With no apologetic voice. That's the other thing that shame gives us, and no more. Yeah. Right? I am Dawn Burnett. I wish everybody could just say, hi, I am Holly Dowling, and I am Dawn Burnett, right? I love it. That's passion and power.
We are Sheros. Hear us roar.
Yeah, exactly. And you guys should see, I just have to tell you too, before we wrap up, the minute you made that announcement on Facebook, I think it was in November, my darling youngest son, who you will get to meet, he's coming to Vegas, who lives in Chicago. He changed his entire tour schedule. He's a tour manager, was supposed to be in South Africa. He was the first one to buy posters for me. He was like, Mom,
that's so sweet.
It's amazing what you've done. And so I'm going to end with the biggest virtual hug coming through the phone. Thank you for being a proponent and a beacon of light for this world, my love. I will see you soon.
Thank you for your courage, Shero.
Oh, see you soon. Bye.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for joining me for another awesome celebration of you. If you were inspired by this story, please share it with your family and friends and hashtag Your Story Matters. I'd love to hear from you, so please leave a comment on iTunes. And absolutely, please come to my website, hollydowling.com. Leave a comment there too, and while you're there, pick up your free gift. Most importantly, though, just remember that your life is a gift from God. What you do with it is your gift back.